Welcome to Post Smut Clarity. This is a Smut Curious book club with two best friends, two buddies, two guys, just reading dirty books, somewhat dirty books, sometimes fantasy books masquerading as dirty books. And, trying to learn a few things, trying to understand what's going on. So for this week, we read Does It Hurt?
Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton.
Yeah, I like how they hide their first name. I say they.
Yeah.
A lot of these authors do that, and I'm like, I would do that too, 100%. I would.
Yeah.
H.J. Taylor.
H.J. Taylor.
Right in the marshmallow smut.
I'm waiting for the book to drop. This one was a good one. Lots to talk about here. Lots to talk about this one. I remember when this came out because I heard about it from a few people that read it right away, and I was like, I think this one's going to be interesting. So excited to get into it. But I'll jump in with a synopsis, let you guys know what it's about, and then we can go from there. So there's two main characters, or the main character is Sawyer Bennett. She's the story is revolved around her. The male character is Enzo. And it starts off like you're in the action right away.
Right away.
Sawyer is running from the law. You don't know why. You don't really know. You don't get much detail. She's just leaving America because she's running from the law. The high stakes you can feel right away. She ends up in Australia, and while she's there, she's stealing identities, kind of doing what she can to survive while hiding from the law. And she comes across Enzo, who is like a marine biologist. I think they don't say it explicitly, but he studies sharks. He's a marine biologist, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And so
an Italian marine biologist. Yeah.
And Enzo, and the name Enzo, like chef's kiss, great name. It's a good name for this character. Italian marine biologist that studies like great whites. Oh, so cool. Also in amazing shape, right? Mm-hmm. They have like a sexual encounter. She steals his identity because that's what she does. It sends him over the edge, and he's after her. He's trying to get her back. Catches her. They have this like predator prey kind of like story.
Yeah.
And it quickly switches into this like survival story. They have a shipwreck. They end up on a freaking island, and they're stuck there with a strange guy, and the story unfolds. And that's the synopsis. It's crazy. There's a lot of twists. You have no idea where this is going. And if you've read it, you know exactly what we're talking about. If you haven't, stick around. If you want to read it first before you listen to this. Yeah. But let's jump into the ratings. What did you think of it, Hiram? First, the narrative, and then we'll do the spiciness.
Yeah, the story. I'm so conflicted on the story because there's so much that I didn't expect, which I loved, right? It starts in a crazy space. She gets a tattoo from some weird old man at like a bus stop. And then
that part was so bizarre.
I know, dude. I know. Then cut to wild sex with Enzo. And then shark scenes. Like I don't want to spoil anything because we're not at the spoiler part yet. But it takes you on this wild ride. And it serves up so much of what you really want, and then at times kind of like pulls it back and takes it away, and you don't get enough. I think overall like a 5.5, maybe 6. Like it kept pulling me in. It would pull me in as much as it would disappoint me, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. I'm on the same page. I think I'd give it a little higher. I'm gonna give it a 6.5, mainly because if you watch the last episode, I wanted like the chaos. I wanted some like narrative intrigue, and this had that. Like this had me guessing. The twist at the end was wilder than I was imagining. Like so, it brought that chaos that I needed from a story, but I do think it had a lot of plot holes and a lot of like moments that could have been better executed. So it's not a high. It's not in the 7s and beyond, but it is a little stronger. And it's definitely stronger than the last book we read, in the sense that like I was excited to continue reading.
Yes, me too. And this is one like outside of a number rating. This is definitely read it. You should pick it up.
Yes,
and read it.
That's a good point. This will be a fun read in a different way than like it's escapism, but it's like exciting escapism. Like you're on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, you definitely are. Okay, so what kind of spicy rating would you give it?
I'm gonna give it relatively high. I'm gonna give it a 8.
An 8?
An 8. I think it's so. My bar right now is Pucking Around. I'm gonna bring it up every episode, and this one gave me similar feelings to Pucking Around in the sense that like it wasn't as extreme. Like, well, it was extreme, but not like there wasn't like multiple partners and like purple tentacles, right? Like in that sense, but it was like on the edge of what in my mind was going on.
Yeah.
And so it took me to an edge that I like the other books that we've read more recently didn't. So giving it a higher spicy rating because of that. It made me blush a little bit more. It made me like, is anyone listening? Like I need to turn the volume down. It made me think about who was listening.
Yes.
So that's why I'm giving it an 8. Yeah.
I like that. I do like that because I felt that same way. I'm gonna give it a 7 though. In part because okay, there were things that were shocking. There were things that I was like, oh, okay, like what the, and there were things that I said, what the fuck to, which I think is a good indicator. But there's also I don't know, it was missing a little bit of something to make me feel like it was too much or to blush or to you know, it was missing a little something.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Missionary.
Maybe maybe I need too much now. I don't know. Or maybe this is just a challenge. This is a challenge to authors that are listening.
Yeah, get with it. I can see what you're saying though, because like the shock factor was not like the act itself. It was like what was happening while the act was happening. Yeah, and I think that's the difference. Like,
yeah, see, there's nothing in this, and this is maybe another indicator where I wanted to text you and be like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah, exactly. And we've had books where it's like, shit, what are they doing? This one was like, it was almost too, like, it was too far into like this, like, because I'm avoiding spoilers as I think why we're kind of stumbling with it is like it's almost more violent than it is like,
yeah.
And I don't know how else to say it because like another one of our frequently mentioned books, Lights Out, like there was a little bit of violence in that, but it was like sexy violence. And it was like very sex oriented. This one was like it was just violent and like it made me say what the fuck, but in like a very different way.
They talk about actual like hating each other and this hate in the sex and in the lust. It is like that is actually something I have really actually wanted to talk about because I want to explore that. I have so many questions around it because I'm genuinely curious. So yeah, I think this is a good point of like past here. What spoiler warning? We're gonna get into the
if you haven't read it.
Yeah, and there are twists in this one. So past this point, you're gonna get big spoilers.
Yeah, so it's worth if you're gonna read it, it's worth stopping here because there's a lot of fun twists that are worth reading if you're gonna read this.
Yeah. All right, deep breath. All right, we passed it. Okay, so the first sex scene is hot.
It is. Yeah.
I thought they did a really, really good job of that, and they set it up really nicely. They have this like crazy chemistry between the two of them. Sawyer is just I don't know. She's conflicting through the whole thing, but I think she's meant to be that way because she's on the run. Yeah. She's tortured and tormented. She has a really gnarly past, like that scene at the bus stop with the old man who gives her the tattoo. I think it's so strange. Well,
I for a hot second, and like it didn't actually happen, but like I was like, is this a Fight Club kind of thing? Like there was no one there. It was just her. Yeah. I halfway thought it was gonna be like a Fight Club thing where I was like, she was just Tyler Durden the whole time. Like there was no other character because the way he seemed almost like ephemeral, like in his presence in the book. It was really bizarre. That was such a bizarre scene.
And then because I mean it's worse because later on she kind of refers to him as like her only friend and
only friend.
Yeah, and he holds this space in her head that is so important. But in the book or as a reader, you're like, he's a weird old man you met at a bus stop. Give you a tattoo.
And he's like, I go here and there. I'll be here when you need me, is what he says.
He's Tom Bombadil. Like she meets Tom Bombadil.
Dude, he's Tom Bombadil. If you know what we're referring to, you need to read more books. That's hilarious. But there is an ephemeral character, like he's not permanent. He brings value in the sense that she's like she's soothing herself through his presence in a weird way.
It's so weird.
And then just disappears.
He disappears.
They harken back a little bit to him, but
they talk about him and then he comes back at the very end. He's in the very end. She sees him again and he's like, now you're ready for another tattoo. So he legit is Tom Bombadil.
He's Tom Bombadil. What's the tattoo?
You don't get to know. You don't get to know.
Oh, son of a gun. So I knew I was gonna, because so as you can tell from this interaction, I didn't get to the very end of the book. I knew he was gonna come back. He had to, because it would have been weird if he didn't.
It would have been.
He is Tom Bombadil, and yeah, like it's still odd though, because like the value is that she had someone else that grounded her. Like it's kind of bizarre.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird one. Yeah. It's weird. I understand the tattoo scene. Like, it's supposed to mean all these different things and the fuck you, and it's like, like she's tortured. She wants to feel things. Like, I get that. Him being the imperfection of the tattoo friend. Yeah. Him being like her best friend is weird. I don't. That one did not work for me. Where I was like, dude, I don't know. Just you could call him. I don't know. That was a weird one.
Yeah, it was. It was tough because like the more you learn about her, the more you realize like she never had a friend. Like she never had any friends.
No,
which is kind of wild because like that's the weirdness of the story is like, I mean, I guess you can be a normal human even though you've gone through a bunch of crazy stuff, but like her like sarcasm and like sharp wit feels a little off to me as someone who's like been she's kind of like sheltered and then escapes, and like her sharp wit kind of feels like different than that character in my head would be. But maybe it's a survival thing and I'm just missing it.
Yeah, I didn't feel that way. That's interesting. Yeah. I can see what you're saying, but it didn't feel that way.
It didn't feel off. Like it didn't make the story weird, but I was like, she was highly sheltered and like lived with her brother after her parents died.
I mean, here's the problem, right? We actually don't get enough of her background to understand her as a character. Like it is so occluded the whole time because it's wrapped up in like this dark figure that is her brother Kevin. Was it Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, it's Kevin
McAllister. No, her brother Kevin. It's like wrapped up with him. But the issue is there's a lot of her that could be exposed that we could
that
would be.
It wasn't fleshed out.
Yeah. But okay, so we have that first sex scene with Enzo. It is really hot, but I feel like it's very standard for a good smutty book. It's not until the second sex scene that we get in and it's like, oh,
it gets wild.
Oh, this is different. And what the fuck? Yeah. So that right after that first sex scene, she steals his identity, which is what she normally does.
That's her MO.
Yeah. This is how she has been on the lam. She has sex with guys. Then afterwards, she steals their information and she will open up a credit card and spend a little bit and kind of just move on. And so she does that with Enzo, but he is onto it immediately, right? Like he knows something is up with her. And so he kind of is like looking around immediately after they hook up, or at least the next day after they hook up, after she leaves. And he is like, whoa, she took my information. And so he then, looks at his credit, sees that he has a new credit card open. And so he's now watching her and he's pissed. He's super upset.
He is furious.
Yeah. And then he sees that she starts spending a little bit of money. She only spends like $1,000 or $2,000, which is a lot. I don't want to undermine that, but it's not.
Yeah. She's not like
it's not
blowing the card. But even Enzo says it in the story. He's like, she's not spending much. Like he says something to that extent. Like she's not buying like a Ferrari or something, right? Like she's surviving, and you can tell she's just surviving with it.
Yeah, and he's torn because when they had sex, like it was mind blowing for him, and he's torn now where he's like. He hates her, but he wants to have
infatuated with her. Yeah.
He's like, I need to feel her again, which is an interesting feeling. Parts of me can wrap my head around that. Other parts of me can't wrap my head around that. I think the parts of me that can't is like my religious upbringing, where sex is such an intimate thing that I need to have a good connection with someone. So the idea of being like, I hate you, but I want to fuck you, is like, to me, it's like the wires across. I'm like, what? You want to fuck her, but you hate her.
I'm in the same boat. I think same thing, religious upbringing, like those two things are untetherable for me. Unfortunately, or I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, it's probably a neutral thing, but this is a normal thing, right? Like a hate fuck or a revenge fuck, right? Like those are things people mention, and I've never interacted with that. And like, curious in general, like from a woman's perspective, is that something that is like very normal? Like, is that something like most women engage with?
I'd be super curious, because if I'm having sex with you, it's because I feel really connected and attached to you. Not that I'm having sex with, like, I should rephrase that. Let me start that over.
Edit.
No, yeah, because I need that connection. I don't
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a non-starter for me to be like, oh, I have this anger and hate towards you.
Well, I
And
think
that's not to
there's the
say,
way.
well, that's not to say that we couldn't be in a fight and I have
Right.
like I'm fired up
A little
and
fire under there.
yeah, and like I'm
Yeah.
gonna put this intense feeling to good use. I get that. I definitely get that.
Yeah. And maybe that's more tied than we're giving it credit.
Maybe.
But I think so. Like, I think there's different layers to this too, because people have different styles and kinks to it all, right? Some people are more like, I like to please is the goal. That's the thing you're after. And I think that's probably, if that's your main, from the male perspective, that's your main avenue, you're probably not a hate fuck person. But then there's others that are just like taking control is part of the allure. And so like, I think it just depends on your style of engaging here. And everyone's fluid, right? Everyone can move in and out of these. So it's not a static thing that you're this or that. But I do think I've not experienced this side of things. And yeah.
There's no right or wrong.
It's interesting.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong because it all is very, very different. But for someone who doesn't understand that, it is interesting. It's like, I don't get that. What is that like?
Yeah. And I think like what was really interesting is, so we can get into this a little bit deeper later in the story, but it's like he feels like he was so slighted that he wants to eternally punish her. Like he uses language like that.
It becomes a weird kink. And they talk about it. Like that's actually something that he promises her, and that she then is like, "Oh, thank you." He's like, "I will always hurt you. Like I will punish you." And
well, there's the very first sex scene. He says, "I won't do anything unless you beg for it." Like that's the thing. And so his whole style of approaching her is like a slow tease, and he does some things, and she gets to the point where she's like, "Please, I need to get here. Take me there." Right. And that's kind of his game, which is super hot. And that's why that first sex scene I think is awesome, because he's like, I'm not gonna do anything unless you beg for it. Like you're gonna, like, that's his consent level.
Yeah.
Which is super powerful. And I can totally dig that. And I was like, that was cool. And I think he flips the script later though. He's like, even if you beg, I'm not gonna do it. Which like ups the ante of this whole dynamic between the two. Where
it does.
It's just it gets more intense.
So sex scene number 2, they go on the boat. And on his boat, and because he wants to take her to see the sharks, to swim with the sharks, but at this point he knows that she's stolen his identity, and so he hates her. He really does actually fucking hate her.
Yeah.
And they're having sex, and he's pushing her face down into the water, into the sharks, like
with the sharks swimming around.
Yeah, sharks are. This is like the comical, like cartoon sharks are swimming in a circle, and he's like face into the sharks.
Yeah, and it's like in the night and dark, and like it's a very like. Well, I will give HD Carlton. I always feel weird saying the whole name Carlton. The credit is like this scene is very descriptive. Like you can see the sharks in the water. You can feel the cold temperature, right? Like she does a good job of painting that whole scene, and like you feel in the whole. She does.
I think that's why a lot of the sex scenes are actually so good, is because she does go into really great detail.
Yeah,
and does a good job where you can visualize a lot of what's going on.
The sharks and not all, like all the monsters in the water.
And then he does some back shots.
And
you can visualize what's going on really well. But he holds her head down there as she's coming. It's kind of like the
asphyxiation.
Erotic
asphyxiation.
Yeah, thank you. How you read my mind?
Dude, I was there. I was ready.
And it's funny that they don't ever kind of like talk about any of that. There's one scene where they touch on a little bit of like hold your breath and all that stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, it's like that, and he holds her down, and the shark, he brings her up just in time, and the shark is like, like bites there. Oh, she was just there. The shark just bit there. Kind of a silly scene, but at the same time, you're like, the fuck, dude?
Yeah, bro, what? And she's bleeding, right? Like.
Yeah,
she's bleeding, right? So like the whole scene is actually so chaotic. He's dipping her head in the water while giving her back shots, and is taunting sharks while having sex with her. And it's like, and I think there's a weird like part of it where he's the alpha predator in this scene.
Apex.
He's predator. He's the apex predator. That's what it is. He's the predator among predators, and like it's a weird power. Like he's dangling food in front of him, and he's like, mine. Like I don't know, it's just kind of like, right? Like, dude, that's what I picked up a little bit was during that. He's like, I'm the shark within these sharks, and like he's having his way with his meal or his prey, I guess, and like both literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And when any other shark tries to get her, he's like, "Nah, this is my prey." And he's like, "Oh, I am alpha shark or apex shark."
He's the megalodon.
He's the megalodon.
That does actually come up. I mean, that comes up later of like his hyper protectionism of her, and you know the way that he feels even while he hates her. Even you know towards the beginning of the book, before his feelings change and he starts to love her, he's very protective and like owns her. So that makes a ton of sense.
And that's a good question to the audience. I feel like is like that we've seen this before in other books, and that like layer of ownership. How like I'm curious of like what is the thing there? Like because we've seen it a couple of times, and this was the most extreme version of it, which is why I think it's cool to talk about. Is like both in hate and in love, it's like you're mine. Like I am infatuated, whether it's love or hate, and I'm taking possession of you and your body and your safety. And like it seems to be a theme. And I like what is the desire there? Like what do you like about that? Right? Like what caused you to be like, this is a book that I want to continue to read?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like what do women like about the being possessed? That's a good question. I wonder that too, because there are times where there are times where that flows and it's so natural, and it's like there is this really passionate, like powerful possession going on between you and someone else. And there are times then where that like that's gone. You've had that and it's gone, and it's like what it like, and you can feel it. You feel the I don't want to call it a power dynamic change, because it's not just about power. It's more of like this like intimacy is like the air gets sucked out of the room, and it's like this is gone.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think that's and I think it can backfire too. Like in a relationship, like being fully possessive of someone is not innately just positive, right? Like and so like it's interesting that this is a theme we're seeing multiple times, and this is like probably the extreme version of it, but there is an allure there because it's being like the main theme of the book is like something being completely obsessed and possessive of this woman.
I'm curious, like what does good possession look like? What does it look
like? How does it manifest in your life, like in your day-to-day life? How does this manifest? What are we not understanding when we're reading this?
Because I think as a man, there are aspects where I know I want to be possessed in a way, like I want a woman to see me as hers, and that I'm like devoted to her. But I think it's a different level. It's like a loyalty kind of thing of like I will do anything for you, anything to you. But I think it's different, and so I'm curious what that looks like.
It's interesting and definitely explored in this book.
It is in different ways that I've never thought of or would have
experienced or thought of. It's insane. And this scene is wild because like it shows like that whether in love or in hate, they're compatible. They're like sexually compatible, right? Like they both experience euphoria, even though she's terrified for her life and he's pissed at her for taking his something from him. Yet they both like are like, oh my God, this is the best sex I've ever had in my life. She's perfect.
I do think that like sexual compatibility, like sexual chemistry is really fascinating, especially when you don't have like the emotional or like intimate compatibility, right? And like that you're like, well, we have this and it is good. And it's hot good and spicy.
It can forgive a lot of sins along the way, I feel like.
I think it creates a lot of sins though at the same time. Like,
not literal sword sins for sure.
But
it's a good scene though, and I think this is the scene that everyone talks about when they talk about this book. It's this scene. It's like blood, sharks, water. It's not the like most like I feel like later in the book there's like deeper like sex scenes, but like this one is the one I feel like.
I would say sex scene number 3 is the one where I was like, God damn. This is the one where they're in the closet, and they get shipwrecked. They're on the island. They are now living with a weird lighthouse guy, Sylvester, right? Syl. And he's a weirdo. He's a super weirdo.
From the jump is a weirdo. Like,
dude.
He's an unreliable narrator from the jump.
Oh, he's a creeper.
Like,
Yeah. You're like, that guy's fucked up. We all know.
So
everyone knows.
From the beginning, they have to sleep in the same room. They have to pee. They have to use a bathroom in a bucket in the room. after 8 or something, he locks them up every night.
Can't
Every
leave.
single night, he locks them in their room. They can't leave. They have to use the bathroom there, and he's like treats it like it's very normal. And so the way they got in the closet is they're like they're trying to figure out a way to get off this island, because he's like,
Yeah.
radio's broke. The boat comes once a month, so you have a month. The boat came a little bit ago. You have a month. You're stuck with me for a month. And so they're trying to find a way out, and they're in his room while he's off doing something during the day, and then he comes back, and they have to hide in the closet, right? So like that's where sex scene number 3 kicks off.
Yeah, they're he like lays down for a nap. It is so hilarious. And they're in there, and Enzo, I feel like I get this though. I fully get this. Enzo gets a smart idea of like, I'm gonna fool around a little bit. I'm gonna tickle the
Let's kill
tip,
some time.
Yeah, it's like that guy's gonna take a little bit to fall asleep. I did really like this scene because it was like, I get it. You be quiet and let's see if I can make you not be quiet. It's essentially the game that they play.
They're playing chicken.
Yeah. And he gets all really handsy. And again, this is one that is really well described, and like she sets the scene really well.
And the tension's real. Like they're in danger. He's still deciding to do this. And he's describing like breaking her, which is like, it adds to the whole sex scene. He's like, I'm gonna push you to the point of breaking. And it's like, oh my gosh, like it's back to that hate thing. Like it wasn't a passion thing. I was like, well, it is passion, but a different level of passion.
It is. And yeah. And the hate thing though, so the hate thing is super interesting because it's almost like they're playing the chicken, not in a, like a loving kind of way, in a like a dangerous, let's see who is going to get caught and killed kind of way.
Yeah.
And like that's why he's doing it. Like, oh, I'm gonna push you to the edge and make you scream. As it's gonna risk your life. I did have to laugh of like he's finger banging her, and I think it's this thing where it's like you could just hear the like.
Yeah, they mention it. They're like, what do they say? Like fleshy sounds. They say something like you can hear it audibly. Exactly. When they said that, I think I was like driving, and I was like, whoa, you guys hear that? Like, did I just hear that in my head? Like,
at the same time, everyone knows the sound. Like, it is such a distinct sound.
It's macaroni in a pot.
They do this later. I'm sure she writes about this later, of like the sound of their bodies hitting each other, and I'm like, I do know that sound. That's 100% yes. If I ever heard that
clear sound,
faintly anywhere, I'd be like, oh, that's balls. Oh no, they're having sex.
The classic.
Yeah. So there are parts of this book that were so good at that level where you're like, I know that one.
I hear it. You can hear it in your mind's eye, in your mind's ears.
My mind's ear, yeah. I could feel it in my mind's testicles.
I could feel it in my mind's testicles. That's a good one. Never heard that one. It's interesting too, because like she kind of alludes to breaking, and it kind of goes like Kevin gets brought into this for a second. I don't know if you remember this. She kind of alludes to being scared in this way before, and being pushed to the breaking edge, and it teases into her. Later in the book, they mention what her past is, and I guess we can talk about it now. Spoilers are already here. She was being abused by her brother for like her whole life, which is wild. And her brother's a cop and was like a straight A student and an athlete, and like he was just a perfect kid, other than this, obviously. And so everyone believed him and that he was awesome, and she was the redheaded stepchild. Like, and no one believed her pain, including her parents.
Up until the day that he dies and she kills him. Like he is living with her, which is crazy.
It's insane. So her parents died in a car accident, and so she ends up being stuck with him in their house.
Yeah,
and they're living together. It's super nightmare scenario. Like you understand her like fear, her constant fear in the book when you hear her story. You're like, oh my gosh, like of course she's like afraid and running from everyone and doesn't trust men all the way, and is willing to use her body. Like I don't want to like get too wild on like use of body, like your body, your choice kind of thing. But you could see the story, and like she can use men to get her way because she's been like treated this way in the past. And it's like her story becomes super sad really fast. You're like, oh my God, this is rough.
It does.
And it's way late in the book.
It is. It's, in my opinion, too late. I feel like we could have had that sooner so that you can build on this character and build on who she is.
Well, I think both of them, right?
Well, I will say Enzo's is kind of like, meh. Like,
It's
I
a
don't know.
weak connection.
Well, especially compared to her, and maybe like I think, you know, maybe there could have been more story built around it that like makes it more heartfelt. But I think it's pretty flat, and it's like, oh,
Enzo's side.
Enzo. Sorry,
Yeah.
His is
No,
like,
totally. I think. Well, let's dive in because we talked about this a little bit before we started, which is like he is infuriated by the fact that she stole, like, that she opened a credit card in his name. He says it in the book, like verbatim, like she took everything from me.
Yeah.
She took the most important thing to me, my name, or something like that. And it's like, bro, she didn't take your name. She opened a credit card. Like, that's barely a crime. I mean, like, it is a crime, but like, is that even a felony? Like,
I think it is a felony.
You know what?
She spent enough money where it's a felony.
That it's a felony. You know what? The clip that I imagine coming up right now is Dwight from The Office being like, "Identity theft is a serious crime." What is he? I don't even remember the exact scene, but there is a scene. But he takes it so seriously.
He does.
I'm like, what is going on? And like, his backstory is he's abandoned by his mother, and it's like, it's super sad. And it's like, oh, he's fighting with abandonment issues here. He also loved her in some way, that one night stand kind of thing, and she abandoned him. And so like, there's like a loose connection there, right? But it's
pretty weak.
It's not drawn out. It's just weak. It's kind of like, here you go. Let me give you a redeeming factor here, because the whole goal is to make him redeemable, and it's barely redeemable. Is what I don't. That's the main thing I dislike about the story.
Barely, yeah.
His redemption arc is too weak, and like he becomes this like knight in shining armor towards the end, and it's like, the switch is too abrupt and too weak. Yeah, I don't get it.
What you don't get, then you don't see this at the very. You didn't see this at the very end, where he like kind of introduces her to one of his best friends, and then, you know, he's like laughing and smiling, and his best friend's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe
he's
you're
never
laughing and smiling. You've never smiled."
Yeah,
before. And it's like, I'm not getting. I'm sure, right? The abandonment is awful and harsh. I'm sure there's something powerful there. It is not served up to us in this book in a way that you're like, where you feel it and you care about it.
Yeah. Well, and like, even what you just said, like, I understand it, because throughout the whole story, the goal of Sawyer is to make Enzo smile. Like, she jokes the whole time. She's pushing him to try to smile. And every time he cracks a little bit, she's like rushed with this feeling of like, he smiled. Like, oh, he almost smiled. And it's like, there's a cute little story there. And I actually like that. But the fact that the friend is like, he also never smiled, like, that story should be earlier in the beginning, that like, he's never had friends and he's a harsh man, and he's like, they should be something that kind of pulls through, but it's missing. It's completely missing.
Also, in the shadow of an orphan whose brother has been abusing her whole life, it's kind of like, this is nothing. This is nothing in comparison to what the female main character has gone through and is going through, and like continues to struggle with.
She's living through the pain, right? Like, she's still like fleeing the law because of what has happened, and he's like, my mom never came back. I'm still the kid on the steps of the church.
And it like, somehow overshadows her past, which that's what I like. I'm like, I don't fucking
there's
care.
No way.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
it's totally like, this is your life's sad, but dude, she's way worse off. She's way worse off.
Yeah. And we're being served up both. So that's the thing, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna
at the same time too. It's like, boop. Like, you get both of them at the same time.
You get both at the exact same time. So you're like, well, this one is worse and so much more heartfelt. Like, I'm gonna take, like, this is what I'm gonna take in. I don't really give a shit about you crying on the stoop. I'm sorry, dude. You had
that's a rough part of the story.
It is.
This is not like something good to go deep into. But then the next day, Sylvester's like, since you guys were very open, like, my wife left and left me here and the kids left, and like one of my daughters committed suicide. And I was like, it was so weird. Like he's like, since you guys are being so open, I'll just tell you what's wrong with my life. I was like, bro, this is weird. Like, I don't fully understand why we're doing it like this.
I don't know why it had to be like a day later. In the moment, there could have been a good scene of like, they all drink and get drunk, and they all spill trauma dump. Yeah, they
trauma dump. Yeah.
You know, his was like the next day. Well, now that we're all sober, like, let me tell you about my shit.
Let me tell you the weird stuff and my stuff.
Yeah, he's a weird character. I mean, rightfully
very
so.
Weird.
He's a weird character. So I have two questions. Hold on. I have two questions before we go further. I have these in my notes, and I don't want to forget them. The first one is kind of a silly and funny one, and it does relate to both of these relate to the first sex scene, but they carry through. But this one is more so for women, I guess, could potentially be for men also. But like, ladies, at what point is the giant dick played out? Just this giant throbbing cock. How many times? Like, I don't know. To me, I'm like,
it works.
Okay, guy's got a giant monster can dick. I guess cool. Like, I don't know. Like, give me something else to go along with. At least again, we're gonna come back to fucking around. Like, put bars in it. You know.
Give me a Jacob's ladder. Yeah.
If you would equate it to like men, giant boobs aren't gonna like. That's played out. Big old. I mean, we actually even see it in like our society now with the ballerina boobs, right? Like the girls getting a smaller
cup size, boobs, reduction.
Yeah, like not even erection, but like it's gone smaller. Anyways, like I just am so curious. Does every male main character have to have a giant dick? Obviously, it doesn't. A small penis is not good.
It's not good.
A very small penis, not good.
From just like, because similar question, but like from my perspective, like you have to describe it, and the only way to describe it is big. Right? Like, what else are you gonna say? It was like it was the most symmetrical penis I've ever seen, or
fleshy.
You know, it had a nasty hook that I loved. Like, what else do you say? You know what I mean?
That would be better. That does come up in the book, actually. That it hooks. It
does.
Up.
It has an up hook. Hits the right spot with the upward. The uppercut.
It could be veiny. It could be lots veiny of skin. It could be like a sweet potato. It looks like a
little curly Q at the end.
I don't know. You know, diversity of penis. Is that too much to ask as a male reader?
It's a good question It's a good question though. Like, does it add anything to the story, or like to the sex scene? Like, maybe it does, or is it weird just not to describe it?
Yeah. That's a great question. I want to know. Yeah,
it's a good question.
And then this is the other one, again tied to the first sex scene. It kind of goes throughout. But in reading the romance novels, I'm surprised, and I know it's all fiction. Okay, but I'm surprised at how many women are like, no condom, cool, we're fine, that's not a problem. Like, just raw dog me. In my head, and maybe this is just me, and because I grew up in a time of like there was a weird fear of AIDS and everything. In my head, I'm like, no condom. Like, whoa, what are you guys doing? This is crazy.
This is a stranger.
You don't know each other. And so, you know, like in my childhood, Magic Johnson got AIDS, right? Like, this is a thing of like, it was a real fear. I mean, I get that it's not. I mean, there's still STDs, STIs, whatever.
Yeah.
It just seems in every one of these books, it's like
it's a conversation, even though it's not even like, because like it's not even like they just meet and they just have sex and like it's not discussed. It gets brought up. Like, he's like,
it does.
He's like, I mean, I can't even do an Italian accent. I wish I could do one. He was like, I don't have a condom, so it's not happening. And she's like, I'm clean if you're clean. And the crazy thing is she's actually kind of sleeping around. Like,
dude,
is she getting tested regularly?
She definitely doesn't have health insurance. Is she getting tested regularly? Probably not. That probably actually would have been a much better betrayal between the two of them.
He catches an STI from this.
He gets chlamydia and he's pissed.
He's out for revenge. No, it's an interesting one. It's like brought up and discarded. And I wonder if it's just, is it part of the like heat of passion conversation? There's so much passion, inhibitions to the wind. I can't not do that. We're not going to not do this. We're not going to go to the store. We're not going to wait till tomorrow. I have to have you now.
I don't think so. This came up in another big podcast that's hosted by women. And like, controversially, one of the hosts was like, ooh, no condoms.
I like that. Powerful. I like that. She was like, ugh. You fucking would. No, I'm not a fan of using them.
Well, no, who is? I don't like. I'm not. This episode is brought to you by Trojan. No, I like
ribbed for pleasure. It's like going to a waterfall, swimming in a waterfall with a raincoat. Nobody's having fun.
No. Yeah, I'm not. We don't know each other, man. You're gonna.
Yeah.
And to me, as a woman, this is what I can't get my mind around. As a man, I feel like there's something different where I'm like, I'm putting myself in you that feels somewhat different than in my mind of you're letting someone enter you. And the idea of like someone you don't know who could be quote unquote dirty enter you in. These are things that keep me up at night. All right,
It's fair. It's fair. I think I was reading, I don't know if it was Reddit or just like Goodreads. One of the comments from the book was like, I wouldn't be afraid of the sharks. I would be afraid of the UTI infection that would come from having sex in the ocean. I was like, bro, diabolical comment. Like, oh my gosh. Because that was, I think, part of that comment thread was like how abrasive salt water is. Like that is true. I feel like if anyone's you've been in the ocean, if you've ever swam, surfed, anything in the ocean, you know how any abrasion in the ocean is rough. Like you are getting a rash.
Yeah. And just the salt, just the salt water, like
just the salt, no sand yet, just salt water will give you a freaking rash.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up.
Here's the other one's like, there's one where they're like in the water more, and it's like, are they swimming and having sex? Because like that's crazy. That's an athletic feat. Insane.
There's too much crazy shit going on. I know that, like, so there are some sex scenes that are so descriptive, like you're there, you see it,
you know exactly what's happening. Yeah.
And then there's others where you're like, what the fuck is going on? Where are we?
Here's one. Do you remember when he hooks her mouth?
I had to re-listen to that because I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Which I couldn't tell which direction they were facing. I was like, he wasn't giving her back shots. So like, is he reverse cowgirl? Was it a reverse cowgirl with hooks?
Like up like this?
Yeah. Like, well,
no, I think behind her. He is behind her.
He's behind her. It's reverse. Well, back shots is reverse cowgirl if there's zero gravity.
Well, technically back shots is coming on her back, right? Or am I getting that wrong?
Yes. No, you're getting it right, but I'm saying like doggy style is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not ubiquitous, but I kind of made it, or like it's not the same. It's doggy style is what I thought with the hooks. That's what I imagined.
What I thought too.
But they were sitting on the sand together.
It's fucking awful.
It was a weird. This one didn't make any sense. So they're sitting
sand
in the sand, and water's coming. And remember, because she like washes her sand hands off.
Oh yeah.
And she dips her hands in, washes her hands off so she can touch. And I'm like, what? And then she turns around and he hooks her mouth. So I think she reverse cowgirls him, and he hooks her from he's on the ground like this, hooking her, and then going. And I'm like, bro, that seems weird. Like I get the like.
Yeah, like the angle on that's just a strange.
Feels off because like a traditional doggy, I kind of can get better. Like she's on her knees, you're from behind, you got her hooked like this, and it's just a handle. It's like stirrups, right? Like we're ready to go. That one I read you loud and clear. 10-4, good buddy. This I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I didn't get
it. This is perfect, right? Because also he's getting sand up his ass for sure.
Yes.
Like. And then if anything moves up, like this is so doggy would make so much more sense on the beach in the sand of like, hey, we're gonna kind of be up and out of.
Let's stay out of the sand.
The danger zone here.
The danger.
No, they aren't. Ugh, I don't know. Yeah, see that one. I re-listened to it because I was like, the fuck is going on? Even when I re-listened to it, I was like, nope, doesn't make more sense.
Don't get it. I didn't get it. Women, what happened? Tell us. Explain, please. I don't know what happened.
What did you? Yeah, what did you see?
What did you see? Stick figure drawings.
What is the fingers? What is the fingers in the mouth? No, I have no hate towards it. Like again, I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum. I will be willing to put anything in your mouth, but
exactly.
But say more. What is the fingers? Is it a pulling? Is it a sucking? Is it a thumb? Is it a pointer fingers? Like you need a little direction. I need a little direction. He did. I know for sure. He was
double
like.
Hooked it.
Like it was like a bit that he was putting in her mouth.
Yeah. But what, like in general, what is the allure here?
Yeah. What
I kind of assume it's like, what do you like about this? I wonder if it's in the same category as like hair pulling and choking, where it's like it hurts just enough, which is a big part of this book. I feel like
hurting is a big part of this book. It is and it isn't. It's so weird because they talk around it so much, but they never like address it really well. And I wish they would have. I do want to know more. What? Because I do feel like spanking comes up regularly, right? And you're like, is this supposed to hurt? Is it not supposed to hurt? I like, how much oomph am I supposed to put into this? Is this supposed to be a little love tap? Am I supposed to like, do you want my handprint to stay there later? Do you want to see it later?
Yeah. I mean, obviously everyone's different, but I do think it's like handprint stuff. Like, do you remember the deep end? He like grabs her so hard, she's bruised like on her hips, and she would press it periodically during the day to remember the experience. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of sick. I get that.
That was probably the sexiest part of that whole book, honestly.
That was the only thing worth remembering from that whole book, unfortunately. But like tying that back to here is like that little bit of like marking almost and like pain infliction.
Possession, right?
It's back to possession. Good call out. Yeah. Because I think marking is a whole nother kink layer, right? That I don't think we've even discussed before. It's like leaving a mark on someone, like hickeys, scratches, bruises, like is something people like. I think that's back to like the slap thing. Like you want a little hand mark on there. You want a little red on the skin.
Yeah. But again, it's like I feel like I'm too literal of a lover. I'm like, how much pain? Show me.
Too much? Tell me when to stop.
I got a lot of power I could load up here. I don't want to overdo it.
Have you seen these arms?
Yeah, I don't know. And then the hair pulling too, of like how much, like actually the hair pulling actually makes far more sense to me, and I feel like that's an easier one to gauge where you're like, all right, that was too much. Sorry. Got a bunch of hair.
I feel like that one's about the grip. It's like you can't grab a few hairs. You have to get like it's got to be an even grip. You got to be like deep in the hair. Or it's like you're not pulling the ponytail. Like
I prefer the bangs and pulling just a couple of the bangs.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah. No, the hair is easier to like. You just feel like that one. Yeah. Well, I feel like it's a natural flow on the hair.
Yeah.
Since I'm not a woman beater, I don't know, like hard to gauge how hard you're supposed to spank. I don't know, man.
Oh, I think spanking and the choking one too is an interesting one because like I've seen like TikToks about it and stuff where it's like you're not crushing the esophagus loud and clear, but it's like you're squeezing, obstructing like blood flow, and it feels, you can feel the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, it's was it autoerotic asphyxiation? No, I'd be saying that wrong, but that's a whole thing in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
But like pressure wise and like pleasure wise, it is strange for me to understand like trying to engage with that.
Funny. Yeah. Interesting. That one I feel like is more natural, comes a lot more natural. And I'm like, I understand it and feel it.
I got you. Nice.
Yeah. Interestingly, after I got tattoos on my arm and I see my own arm, I'm like, that looks good.
That looks good. I like that, dude.
You should see what I see right now because this looks good.
Dude, that's kind of tight. I like that. I like that. I know I got to get a better hand tattoo to do that as well.
Well, I also have the benefit of like I got my tattoos late in life, and so I've lived a lot of life before tattoos and then after.
Yeah.
So it's a very distinct. It's a very
I like that though. It's a whole scene, and like the whole tattoo thing is a kink within this space too. That's so funny.
Your neck looks good in my hand with these tattoos.
Dude, that's a move, dude. That's a move.
But yeah, the exploration of pain and hate in this one is so interesting. More so hate. He really is so conflicted about the way that she makes him feel, in that like he wants her so badly, but is so hurt by her.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Okay, so towards the end of the book, they really play it up of like, I'm gonna hurt you. Like he keeps it like, I will always hurt you. I'm gonna always be hurting you, as if it's this loving thing.
Yeah.
And I find it so strange. I don't know. To me, she never responds in such a way that she's like yes, hurt me, daddy, kind of thing of like, oh yeah, she really does love the pain and the hurt, but he loves it.
He's like physically aroused by it.
Yeah, promises to hurt her. I mean, there's one scene where it's like he sees the like fear in her eyes and he is aroused by the fear.
Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah.
I don't get that. That one I don't get. Like, I don't want to see fear in my partner's eye, like, ever. If I see fear in your eye and we're having sex, I'm gonna be like, oh, limp. I'm like,
yep. It ended. I totally agree. I think this is how I read it. We spun into fantasy here. Well, first off, first question is like, does anyone actually like this? I'd love to know, because I don't know. Obviously, it doesn't work for either of us. There's a weird piece of like they were redeeming each other through inflicting pain to each other. Like she was being, it was cathartic. It was like she was atoning for her sins, and he was the like cruel god. And they kind of they throw in a little bit of religiosity in there.
They do
a couple of times.
What is that?
Like the nun factor.
What is that in religion where you do actually
hurt
yourself?
Whip yourself? Yeah.
What is that called? I can't remember.
I don't remember either, but I know. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. And
It's in that Dan Brown book,
yeah,
the Da
yeah,
Vinci Code.
Da Vinci
Like
Code.
so
It's like
I can't think of it. I don't know.
flatulence.
Flatulation.
But
No.
yeah,
Flag.
it's something like that though. It's with an F sound, and like that's kind of what this is, I think. And like because she has this like deep self-hate, right? She doesn't even feel that good about killing her brother. Like she did it out of survival, not out of like power. It was kind of like a reaction, and she's stealing identities, and she regrets every time, and she feels terrible about the life she's living. And this like guy is inflicting pain in this controlled environment, and is almost, and also later in the sex scenes promises to no one else can hurt her, only him. Yeah. Like that's one of the things he says. He's like, no one else is allowed to hurt you, only I can hurt you. And so it becomes this like bubble of like self-inflicted pain. It's not self-inflicted, like, but like it's like, again, like a religious experience of like, I'm atoning for all my sins through this person and through the pain he's inflicting. That's like, I might be getting too like literary here and like nerdy, but that's how I saw that interaction specifically. Yeah. That's the only time the sex kind of like took this like metaphoric space in my mind, because usually I take it more literally, but this time it became metaphorical in my mind.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'd be curious on either side of like, for anyone listening, if you are turned on by inflicting pain or receiving pain. Say more. I'd like, what is it about that? I'd be curious. I mean, you and I kind of
those are real things. Like
you and I kind of talked around some of these things. There's a like good cathartic feeling. There's a like good feeling around the pain from getting tattoos, where like there's something of like feeling alive. And there are different, like there's been different times in my life of getting tattoos where it feels really good because I want to feel more. I want to feel more things, and I'm like, it feels better. And then there's times where I'm like, nah, I'm feeling enough right now, thank you. Like this actually hurts a lot more, and I'm not as stoked to feel that pain. And so I don't know. I find it kind of interesting.
And I mean, there's even terms for it, right? Like a masochist, someone who likes to inflict pain, and then there's a sadist that likes to have pain inflicted on them. So like, it's a real thing. I wonder like how much of it out there is sought after, because I mean, there's a whole like, a sub and a dom space is kind of similar. Like it is a prolific community out there. Say more out if you're out there. Comment.
Teach us
your ways. We're curious. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a very interesting space that I feel like I'm a novice in there for sure. Yeah.
Here's another one coming back to the penis. Excuse me. Coming back to my questions around dicks. Not the size of dicks, but Sawyer talks about this of like seeing his penis, and she's like in love. Like she's so turned on by seeing his dick. And I feel like our generation growing up, we were always told the opposite of like, women think dicks are disgusting.
They actually hate it.
Yeah, they hate it. Don't ever show a girl your penis because she thinks it's gross. And romance novels now, they're like, show me that penis. Like it comes like, the male main character whips it out, and it's like, I want that. And so now I'm like, which is it? I've been told my whole life penises are gross and no one wants to see yours.
I think we stepped into the realm of fiction again.
I was hoping this one was not going to be fiction,
Well, tell us, audience. You got to tell us in the chat, because I like. Maybe we should even tag the account. But there's an account that's how to send sexy photos. I don't know if you've ever come across it on TikTok. It's a woman that's teaching men how to send sexy photos, and it's actually a really interesting account, and like props to her. The majority of her like feedback is like, stop taking like awkward dick pics, and she like does the whole thing, and most of it is like slightly covering it with like a towel, a shirt, or something. It's not like just putting it out there.
She's like, and so tastefully cover the hole, show everything else.
Show everything.
Like else. How?
And so
just cover the hole.
Like
I have seen her post.
You have seen her? Okay, she does a great job, and like
they're really good,
very tasteful. And
but have you ever tried any of them? You feel like an idiot.
No, I haven't. Tried
you feel like an idiot doing it. But then I wonder if that's what girls feel like.
They have to. Well, girls, tell us, when you send sexy photos, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you get in the zone?
I'm trying to get in the zone all the time. I'm like, all right.
Mental prep.
This is cool.
This is gonna be cool. It's gonna look so good.
Looks
She's gonna love it. She's gonna love it. I want to know. This is a big question. If nothing else, answer this question, please. How do you get in the zone?
That, and like, actually, what do you care to see? I mean, clearly everyone's.
What do you want? Yeah, everyone is
Yeah.
different. But no, I mean, I
don't
think there's a
know.
consensus though. Like, yeah, what's the consensus overall? Like, what do you want to see?
Hide the hole.
Because
Is it obscene?
hide
Put a little mask on it.
the story. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea. It's crazy because like in the fantasy story, it's always like the reveal. It's like, and I feel like real life doesn't always reflect that.
Yeah. It is always, the reveal is always like, it's beautiful. That penis. It's like, I don't know that is actually happening. I mean, for men, the reverse is always like, oh, hell yeah. Like, you gotta
pop a titty for the boys.
Yeah. Can I see the other titty? It's like, yeah, it is incredible. And you get a hype on it. And I feel like, you close your eyes, you can see it, right?
What's interesting about this dialogue is I think it's the larger society conversation of that women are not innately sexual creatures is kind of intertwined with this conversation. This is broad strokes, right? Like everyone's different. We're all unique butterflies. But the broad strokes conversation is men are visual creatures and they're very sexual, and that's all they want, and that's all we interact with. And that's why that behavior is kind of normal for us. But on the flip side, like they're like, no, they actually don't like it. They think it's icky, and that's like the like large cultural conversation. And I think we're finding out that's not necessarily true, and that's why like Smut is growing so fast, because I think it's allowing this space to breathe, because women love these books. Like that's why we're here, right? Like women love this shit, and we're like, oh, do you even like it? I think they do. I think we should take their word for it, right? We have to start sending dick pics. I think it's unsolicited dick pics. Consensual consent is key here.
Maybe just the outline in your gray sweats. Start
gray
there.
Sweats. I think you gotta lure them in. I think, dude, Enzo had it right. You don't do it till she begs for it.
Dude, okay, that was another thing that he did, where when he talked about it, then I was like, oh, now I'm noticing it, is he doesn't kiss her. He treats her like a whore and doesn't kiss her. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, damn, dude. I'm not even saying that's a move. To me, I'm like, fuck, dude, that is savage. Like,
I don't think that's a move. I think it's part of that hate game of like,
oh yeah, no, 100% it is. But see, in my head, I'm like, dude, you put your unwrapped penis inside of her. That's more than a kiss, brother. I don't think you understand.
Well, he like goes down on her and stuff.
Yeah. She comes on his face before he kisses her, and he's acting like the kiss is more.
Oh my gosh, that's something intimate. We have to talk about that we didn't even leave. Like, he makes her squirt every time, and she's never squirted before.
It's just seawater at this point. She's like a sea anemone. He's just pressing on her.
It's squid ink. Just but
he does.
I thought that was a funny ad. Like, he's like, no one's made me squirt before. He's like, I got it
every time now.
Every single time. I thought that was funny. And like, is that also like
no, that's not that. No way. Because it's already been proven that is partially urine or pee. Yeah. So like, I mean, everyone's anatomy is different. So I'll walk that back a little bit. But that idea of like suddenly you are going to be able to make someone squirt every single time is like having, it's like the 2 Coke can cock of like, come on, this is not real.
If you have the monster can, you make people squirt, I think.
I guess so. But
I thought that was a funny one because it was almost comical. It came off as comedy to me. Maybe it's sexy to others.
It came off as
comical to me
too, because towards the end there's a scene where they're about to have sex and he's like, I'm not going to stop until you come all over me. And then in my head I'm like, I'll just pee on him then. Just pee, like he ain't gonna know the difference.
The breaking the table was funny.
It made me laugh too. I would love to be able to ask the author about that one, because to me, I'm like, oh, that was just kind of like comic relief,
comic
like
relief, yeah.
But was it supposed to be?
Yeah, because I think it was like half sexy, like, oh my gosh, they were so vigorous that the table broke, but it came off a little bit like hee hee ha ha instead to me as well.
Yeah,
that was a funny one.
Yeah.
Well, one thing we have to mention. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, one of the things that kept throwing me off towards the end was the little bit of time where Sawyer was considering staying on the island with the fucking creep ass Sylvester, and it just, I like her. It's at the time that her and Enzo are like starting to connect a little bit. And that's what throws me off the most. Was I was like, but why? Like, you don't even have to be with Enzo. Like, you could do your own thing. Why stay there with this creep who's obviously gonna rape you at some point? Like, he is a weirdo.
The signs are there. The signs are all there. It's really strange because like like her urge to run is like a theme throughout, and like it's almost like it's teeing up that moment where she's like, I don't want to run anymore. Because they have like, there's like a sex scene in I think it's in the cave, the glowworm cave, which is like that's their special grotto, right? Like they're having their special sex scene there, and she's like, I finally don't feel like running. Like for the first time in my life, I don't feel like running. And it was like a very special moment, right? I think like her wanting to stay was like this like build up to like she runs from everything, and this is running from Enzo. Like again, this is like now the narrative side of things. It's like that's what I read out of it, is like she was finding every excuse possible to not feel comfortable with Enzo or not feel like this is home. And I think that's kind of what like they were slowly healing each other, and she was running from the healing.
Yeah, I like that. I'll accept it.
I'll allow it. So the part that I want to bring up was like the freaky daughter interaction. Like Sylvester's daughter is like, the story gets insane real fast. Like we know it's going to be crazy. Like we know he has someone. So there's a ghost, a supposed ghost, alleged ghost, walking around dragging chains in this lighthouse. We all know, the reader knows it's not a ghost. Like, right. Like I feel like the author makes it pretty clear, like this is not going to be a ghost at the end, but you have no idea what's coming. Like you get a sense, like he mentions his daughters, and you're like, okay, it's going to be a daughter. It's going to be a daughter. I don't know which one, and I don't know what. But then she comes out, and she is mutilated and has been living here.
Actively decomposing.
And she's locked up in what is like a partial cemetery of the people he's killed, of like people that have visited the island he's killed. And like he's letting her out at night, like because like they can hear her coming in and out of the room. That's why he locks them up.
Yeah, that was such a piss poor explanation of like, oh, well, he must do it so that we don't know that it's down there. Like it was like, dude, what?
It was weird. But like, so her mouth is sewn shut and her tongue is cut out because he doesn't want her like screaming and yelling and stuff. And she even is still like, so she helps them at the beginning. She kind of helps them find the beacon and a functioning radio. So they're like on the way to escaping. And then he kind of comes back into the picture, and she kind of flips again and is like, no, I'm on my dad's side. And then it just gets weird. This back and forth is super bizarre. And like Enzo, when you get into the Enzo narrative, he kind of like gives this like he speaks to her pain and her confusion and his understanding. Like he has very deep empathy for her. But then he's like, but fuck her, like we have to kill this dude because like there's no way I'm gonna let this stand, right? Like, yeah, and which is rightful, right? The right read. Enzo read that right, but like it's a little weird because like you feel bad, and she's obviously a victim, and then it's like, dude, fuck this place, like it's so crazy, like insane, and nobody kills anybody fast enough here. Like, why didn't he kill Enzo?
Well, Enzo has the upper hand on Sylvester initially, and it's like, nah, I'm just gonna throw you in this fucking pit kind of room that you've lived around and clearly have an understanding of all, like what he has no idea what's
probably built with your own hands. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. You throw me in my garage and act like I'm gonna be trapped in there, you're a fucking moron. Like,
I know how to get out of this.
Yeah. I also know everything that's in there. You're fucking dead. Like, dude, of course I'm gonna get out. Yeah. That's what he does.
And
he throws
come out with weapons, right?
Yeah, in his garage there, and he's like, "That'll work." There's no lock on this, so that's fine.
This loose lock that he's not sure will work, and then he's like, "Yeah, let's move on from this." It was insane, and like even Sylvester like knocks him out after they like tussle. Like there was a gun tussle. He shot at him twice, and for some reason it only hit the gun twice. It only hit the gun. Like Sylvester's a crack shot. Like he's a crack shot. If he's shooting the gun only, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I destroyed the gun. Knock him out. Lock him up. With a kerosene lamp in a wooden structure. Zero reason to keep him alive.
Because at that point,
the story doesn't need him to be alive.
The jig is up. Yeah. Everyone knows Sylvester's a bad dude.
And Sawyer's already a slave.
Sawyer.
He's keeping Sawyer as whatever, like a captive. Enzo's part of the
He's already
done.
got
he
her.
Be dead.
He does he's already got.
She's
Sawyer.
chained up. Yeah, it's game over.
Yeah,
he should be dead.
know.
And the story should have ended there, and it was a sad story.
That's why I gave it what, like
any other way.
That's why I gave it like a 5.5. Yeah.
I gave it too strong. But like, this is such a big plot hole. This one's such a big plot hole because there's multiple times where he should, like, Sylvester should have been killed multiple times. Like, he's easy off him, and yeah,
he's a bad.
That part was interesting.
Sylvester's a bad dude. He
clearly
cut his daughter's tongue out, sewed her mouth up. She's chained there. Like, he's willing to do bad shit. So he would have killed Enzo.
Like, he's lost his mind. Like, he lost his mind.
He wants to kill Enzo from the get. Like,
yeah, he like if this was in reality, he would have killed him early and just kept Sawyer.
I know.
Like, that was, if his goal was to keep Sawyer, just off this dude. Like, easy. It was just interesting. It was an interesting thing. And like the proximity survival story, I get, like, it was almost like Stockholm syndrome, but not quite Stockholm syndrome, right? Like,
yeah.
It was. I understand that trope was understandable, but at the very end, I'm like, people should have died. Someone should have died earlier because it doesn't make sense. We kept everyone alive.
Big time.
That was a weaker part of the story for me, because it escalates so fast. You're like, oh shit, this is so cool. Like, oh my god, the daughter. Oh, like, gross. This is crazy. Like, it's exciting, and I'm like, God, there's like big holes here though. Like, yeah. Enzo's survival was the one that made me so mad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Author, she does a really good job. Like, she introduces the like really crazy ideas and cool things about the book and twists, and you're like, fuck, I'm in. But you get like, she pulls some of it back, and you don't get all of it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on. But that said, there was so much more to this book than I was expecting.
Yes.
And it was more enjoyable than I was expecting. And you get to learn what modern day Tom Bombadil is up to. He's giving tattoos to random girls.
Shitty tattoos.
Yeah. Stick and poke tattoos out in Australia to random people.
Bus stops. Oh, Tom Bombadil. I can't believe he made it into this story.
If I ever write a book, he's going to show up as a...
You got it. Yep. We tattoo artist. You need to write a book because I want to see that happen. I did enjoy this book though. It was fun, and I think it had high energy, which I liked. I liked the high energy of it. But
there's another one.
Oh, go ahead, you first.
There's another one I think could have been a little shorter. 100 pages shorter.
It should have been shorter. There was even the time on the island, like, kind of nonsensical. Like, there could have been like 2 weeks less on the island, and it would have been the same story.
Yeah, they get 6 weeks in, and you're like, and they finally say that they're like 6 weeks in, and you're like, God damn, has it been that long?
Yeah, like, geez. And like, there was a weird, because so they have the special cave. The glowworm cave is special. It's her own secret world, and she loves it, and it's cute. And then the Sylvester mentions it to his daughter. He's like, they were in the cave. Remember, I told you I would take you back there one day, but do you think we're going back now because you betrayed me? And I was like, oh, God, this is sick, dude. This story is so sick. And it was just, that's a random thing. Like, they took the one beautiful thing in the cave, made it gross, and then moved on. The one cool thing in the island, he made it gross, and then they were like, keep going with the story. I just want to destroy this whole thing for you.
Just sullied it. Yeah, I know. Dude, Sylvester's a fucking nasty, bad dude. He's a bad fucking dude.
It's a diabolical character. Like,
which is great.
It is.
We need more diabolical characters.
Yes, the embodiment of evil in a good way, and it wasn't too like cartoony either. It was like extreme, but you could feel it and follow along. Yeah, which is wild. The peg leg was the only cartoony thing.
That was very cartoony, but I love the scenes, the weirdo scenes, because they were super weird. Where it'd be like he would touch Sawyer in a weird way, and you're like, "Ooh, like what the fuck you doing, old man?"
Those were very visceral. Like, it was always like you could feel it through the story. Like, he's being inappropriate, but it's so subtle. And his language that he uses, all of it is like, it's like pure evil. It's the personification of evil through him. And you're like, this is going to get bad. It's interesting. It was good. Enjoyable. HD Carlton. Well done. Few notes, but well done. I think we're both excited about, though, is this weekend, we got a new book drop.
It's like today. It's like tomorrow, or
is it really? Oh, it's not yet. I think I've been seeing it, like pictures of it on shelves. I've seen pictures of it on shelves, and I don't know if those were teasers or if they're actually out. What is the book called?
Let me see.
Because
this is gonna be a great one.
Yeah.
Game on.
So Lights Out has been by far our favorite book.
Mm-hmm.
By miles, I'd say. There are other books that had different elements that were cool that we liked, but this one,
2 days, March 30th.
2 days. Okay. March 31st. So mark your calendars. That's our next book. I'm excited. I'm putting you in there with me, but we're excited.
I'm right there with you. I know there were people. She talked about people getting some advanced copies, and I was like, maybe one day.
Oh, man, if you ever hear this, send us a copy next time. We are your biggest fans. And the fourth one, I want a copy.
Tagger.
Send us a copy. We will. Yeah, Nevesta Allen's my favorite author now.
Yeah, she does a really good job. She does do a really good job.
She does. And like I think we had some like, and I saw this even in she posted, and some of the comments are like, the second book wasn't as good. Totally hear that, but I'm really excited about this one. I feel like she's going to come back with a vengeance, because it was still a good book. I think she'll come back swinging.
Yeah, me too. All right, the next one, that's what it's going to be. Game on, baby.
Game on.
Until then, be careful around sharks.
Yeah, watch out for the UTI infections.
Gross.